Good morning and welcome to Tmi Socials, where I will take you through what's trending on socials. My name is Obiageli Ene. Alright, the EFCC has been making it to socials a lot in recent times, and just yesterday the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukolade, has come out to say that the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, withdrew the sum of $720,000 from the government's account to pay for his child's school fees. Now we'll go and take a look at the video where he said that.
I'm so passionate about the people for us to move forward in this country. The sitting governor, because the most is going, you move money. When the particular of offense is there, it's before court. Go and check it. Apply for our processes, please. You will get some of these particulars of offense there. Move money directly from government to bring the change. Use it to pay the child's school fee in advance. In advance, dollars. How much? 71?
Yes, total is over almost 800.
In dollars, yes. In dollars. $72,000. $720,000, sorry. $720,000 in advance. Enough bill that was going to leave government house. In a poor state like Kogi, I want me to close my eyes to that under the guise of saying I'm being used just by law at this stage of my life, just by law. By law, for crying out loud. I assumed office here. I didn't initiate the case. I inherited the case file. I called for the case file. I called for the report, and I said, look, there are issues here.
Alright, so now we are going to go and take reactions trailing this particular video. I pray the EFCC chairman remains this transparent, and I hope they don't eventually buy him into corruption. But sadly, this kind people know the last. They pay Dora because of her transparency. Okay, moving on to another reaction. Drink Water 001 on Instagram is saying, it is truly commendable to have an administration that actively communicates with its citizens and keep them informed about the state of the country. This deserves a round of applause. As someone in my early 30s, I can't recall seeing such transparency and accountability from a Nigerian government before. The administration is clearly dedicated to taking responsibility and being held accountable. Okay, moving on to another reaction. James is saying, and people went and did protest in favor of the man. Meanwhile, he stole from you and your children and paid his child's school fees. And then the emoji says it all. Okay, moving on. Kogi people suffered. Many died because they weren't paid salaries. Many people died through motor accidents because they were going for unnecessary screenings. Some legit workers were removed from payroll. So many atrocities. I hope they all get justice. Alright, we'll take another reaction. If you cannot arrest Yahaya Bello for all these allegations and resistance of arrest, forget it. Corruption has won. No citizen is bigger than the other before the law. Okay? And this user on Instagram, to think that he was a young governor under the guise of the hashtag not too young to rule mantra makes this more sad. To those protesting that EFCC should leave him alone, are you people not ashamed of yourself now? $720,000 to pay for his child's school fees in advance. Haba. Another reaction. Paddy Yemi is saying, Due might be the best thing to ever happen to this country, provided he is allowed to maintain the integrity of that agency. Accountability should be compelled on all public office holders, past and present. And to our last reaction on this story, J_DVM, the fact that the EFCC chairman even offered special privileges to a criminal who should be hunted down like the do Yahoo boys says a lot about the EFCC itself. You can raid hotels and school hostels to arrest young boys, but can't raid Yahaya Bello's village to arrest him. Okay. Okay, and that is all the reactions we have in this particular story. But on one hand, he took that to pay for his child's school fees, but then the same cannot be said for citizens of his state who cannot afford the same. But anyway, moving on to our next story for the day. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, is under fire because he said that terrorism-related deaths are on the decline due to the rising cost of AK-47 rifles. And he's saying that terrorists ravaging the country can no longer, kill as much as they used to because they no longer afford the AK-47 and other firearms. And I'll trust Nigerians to fire him for that. So we are going to take reactions trailing his statement. Okay, before that, we would look at, we'll take something that he said. He said, we are working, and I think we have done fairly well. One of the things that we have seen as an indication that things are beginning to look different is the cost of, for example, AK-47. He added, last year, it used to be less than 1 million naira. In fact, it was going down to less than 500,000 naira. Now it is 5 million naira, which means it is not available. We are taking them out, we are destroying them. So now let's see how you reacted to that. Ebere Anosike on X is saying, so inflation its security, incredible. Why not keep short and do your job? NSA is appointed by a politician, yes, but the job is security, not politicking and APC propaganda. NSAs are better seen through action and results and not heard. Moving to another reaction. If we could get another reaction, okay. Lenny X49 is saying, this one is one of just so-called intelligent leaders. So it is because of the cost of AK-47 rifles and not because of concerted efforts by government and relevant security agencies to stem the insecurity in the land. Okay, moving on to another reaction. Henry on X is saying, I am disappointed hearing my respected Ribadu saying this. What is 5 million naira to terrorists who charge as much as 50 million or 100 million as ransom? Okay, another reaction. This user is saying, can you imagine comment from a government official? So if not for the rising cost, the insecurity will still continue. Now, wow, what kind of country is this? And moving on to another reaction, and God's will, not Akpabio, and X is saying, let me get, impoverishing your nation is also a way of fighting insecurity. Or more, everywhere else, poverty contributes to insecurity, but in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. So much wisdom from a whole security advisor. And on to our last reaction from the story. So it's a good thing that dollar is selling above 1,000 naira. Oh yeah, raise them. Just imagine the people we give political office to. Okay, so now we are going to take our last story for today. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arrested the former Aviation Minister for alleged 8 billion naira Nigerian air fraud. And recall that February, the AFCC has also investigated the Ministry of Aviation under the former minister for, conspiracy and, contract inflation, abuse of office, and all of that. But right now, we are going to take how you reacted to this particular arrest by the EFCC. Okay, Marvelous Israel on X is saying, I hope it will not end in payment of fine of 200 million, and he walks away. Okay, another reaction. Nigerians have been waiting to hear this for a long time. The EFCC should go after those former politicians who have looted our funds. Moving on to take more reactions. Lord Henry on X is saying, if this is true, then we're getting there. The fraud of Nigerian air must not be swept under the carpet. And I think, we have seen when the whole Nigerian air thing came about, the saga saying they went and rented airplanes from, I think it was Ethiopia, and then they brought it back, repainted it, and then piloted it as, Nigerian airline. But we are going to take more reaction from this story. Okay, this user MD on X is saying, hope this is not a scam arrest. Nigeria, we hear thee. They must be accountable and pay if found culpable. Moving on to another reaction. If we could have one more or a couple more reactions. Okay, this user Chinedu Asogwa on X is saying, this news is long awaited, but I have a serious concern. I hope the EFCC has a substantial evidence against him. My problem with EFCC is that they are quick to arrest but poor in prosecution. The man has cost the nation embarrassment. I want to see him jailed. EFCC starts jailing. And now to our final reaction on our final story today. Wisdom Hills on Instagram is X is saying, this arrest is a long overdue. The criminal and some of his cohorts should be languishing in the jail long before now. The shame he brought upon Nigeria was too bad. Okay, I think this is all the reaction we have to take on today's episode of TMI Socials. My name is Obiageli and do join us same time tomorrow for more on what's trending on socials. Bye for now.